I got tagged by DlandonCole to do a poetry tag, and this is 3 poems that I've chosen. God knows why I chose 3, but anyway I did. So anyway, the first one is Baudelaire's L'étranger. It's meaningful to me in the sense that for 2 reasons. One, I discovered Baudelaire's poetry through a Chinese writer called Lu Xun, who I was studying, and he wrote some really wonderful Chinese prose based on some, after reading Baudelaire basically, and so I had to read Baudelaire to find out what the hell he was on about. Anyway, the Chinese is too complex for me to do now. I just couldn't, and I don't have a text with me either, so that doesn't help. Anyway, so there's the Baudelaire poem. That's the first thing. Then Spike Milligan. I love Spike Milligan. It's Mary Lou, and it's a silly poem, but it's highly memorable. I don't know why. I remember getting one of these poems for kids, sort of anthologies of Spike Milligan poems, and this was one of the ones that I remember, and I seem to know it. It's in my head. Anyway, so that's number 2, and number 3 is in Estonian. It's the March of the Plastic Things by Hando Runnel, and when I was learning Estonian, yes, I did learn Estonian, it was one of the interesting things about the book was that it was shot through with poetry. Normally, poetry is the last thing you learn in a foreign language. You get to learn to say, you know, hello and 2 beers and a packet of crisps please first, and then you do. Well, actually, there's a poem on the first page. It happens to be about saying hello to people, and it's a children's song, and it's very good, and it's anyway. A bit further, every chapter virtually has a poem in it. That's not quite true, but it's quite a high proportion of poetry in it, and I quite like Hando Runnel's poems. I prefer Betty Alva's. One, for a name. I mean, anybody who's called Betty is brilliant in my view. The second thing is that she wrote interesting poetry and has an interesting life as well. But I haven't got any Betty Alva with me, so you'll have to do with Hando Runnel's The March of the Plastic Things. The last thing to say is that the way I do tags is different from other people. I don't add people until they say, yes, I'll do it. So I will email people and say, would you do this tag? And if they say yes, I add them to my list of people and put them on the thing. So I won't be naming people in this video, but slowly a list of 5 people will appear at the bottom, and we'll hopefully build up a bit of a pyramid selling scheme of poetry. Anyway, take care, and here are my poems. Qui aimes-tu le mieux, homme énigmatique, dis, ton père, ta mère, ta soeur ou ton frère? Je n'aime ni père, ni mère, ni soeur, ni frère. Tes amis? Vous servez là d'une parole dont le sens m'est resté jusqu'à ce jour inconnu. Ta patrie? J'ignore sous quelle latitude elle est située. La beauté? Je l'aimerais volontiers, d'essai et immortel. L'or? Je le hais comme et c'est Dieu. Et qui
Aimes-tu donc, extraordinaire étranger? J'aime les nuages qui passent, là-bas, là-bas, les merveilleux nuages. Mary Lou was only 2 when she went out of doors. She went up, standing up she did, and came back on all 4s. The moral of this tale, please meditate and pause, is never send a baby out with loosely waisted drawers. Plastmass cast, ja plastmass karp, plastmass kaos, ja plastmass krus. Plastmass tas, ja plastmass kas. Plastmass pat, ja plastmass kon. Plastmass koek, ja plastmass noek. Plastmass soek, ja plastmass